violinists that are obsessed with the authentic Strat instruments, and there's only a finite amount of them left, and that we can't ever get our hands on them, really.
No.
Then you've got makers that are still making violins today, which I think is really cool. I think it's really artistic and skillful. And then we've got the technology to create violins in a new way now. People aren't really there yet. But then why are these makers, oh no, that's loaded, but why are these makers that we still, so they're making modern instruments, they're in the 21st century, they're still making violins by hand, but they're making direct copies of these Strats and Guarneri's. What's the point?
Yeah, the handbrake really went on, didn't it? There's just no development whatsoever. That wasn't even your point, but that's the point you've made. Why is it that woodwind players, percussion players, and keyboard players and piano players, why are they playing on instruments that don't look anything like the instruments of the Baroque? Why have those instrument families had a lovely, slow development?
Fingerboard, type of strings, bass bar. Those are significant changes from the Baroque instrument to, yes, the Baroque shape, but with those on it. You cannot try... Shostakovich wouldn't have written his violin concerto for a Baroque violin because you can't...
No, exactly. No,
so that's a change that was made to now what we have our modern setup that is good and made the violin can do more.
Yeah, it's louder. So, back in the time of Vuilliame, as you know, he realised that it was going to be much more profitable to sell old instruments than sell his own instruments, which were very nice. So another episode is going to be about him completely.
I'm not going to tell you.
So he benefited from the myth that old instruments were better than current makers. So he benefited from it, even though he was a really great maker. The actual sound of it's really sustained compared to what it used to be. Like you imagine a harpsichord, which is in Bach's time, and a modern piano now. If you're going to derail everything I say, then we're changing the subject.
So aesthetics.
But aesthetics is everything, because if you're hacking away playing Ligeti violin concerto or playing something...
Or is it Ligeti?
It's up to me when I'm saying it.
Oh, so is it Chopin or Chopin? Just you tell me.
So this is more like a realistic conversation, because I'm trying to tell you what I think and you keep arguing with me, which is great. This is what it should be all about.
So what is the limitation that our current traditional acoustic violins have that you want to see again changed?
The look of it. The look of it. The piano changed its look with every decade, basically.
And the look affected how the sound?
It's not the point.
Yes, it is exactly the point.
It's not, because the look of a modern piano, you could put curly legs and old wood and decorate a Steinway, a modern Steinway, to make it look Baroque, and it wouldn't change the sound of it. So everything I'm talking about the violin is that the violin shape hasn't changed at all.
Yeah, I understand that.
I know you do, which is stupid that we're getting all because we do understand what we're saying. I do know what you're saying. They still work. Why fix something when it's not broken? The molds are all there. Instrument makers are learning just to make it in their old way. It's a continual tradition that hasn't changed.
It works.
Yeah, it works, but what could it have been if it had had the same development as the piano? Can you imagine standing up next to a Steinway? playing an acoustic violin that looked much more modern. I like it. We had an argument. That's good because it forces me to justify, and it keeps you questioning.
Yeah,
that's what the nature of our conversations used to be like.
Used to be.
Yeah. No, they're
Were you
more
present
like
for the last
now.
hour?
Yeah, but that today was the first time it was like that for a long time.